Good morning. This is Chrissy, and I have something really interesting to share with you this morning, or whatever time of the day it is where you are watching this from. So, some of this I am going to read. I've had to write myself a little bit of a prompt because normally when I get inspired by something, I post about it straight away. And if I feel compelled to do a recording, a video about something, I do it straight away and I completely just ad lib and I share from the heart. But this was something that came up over the weekend on Saturday morning, I think it was. And so I wrote about it. I wrote about it and I didn't get round to doing a video on Saturday. So then Sunday came and went, and here we are now. It is Monday. And I really feel strongly about sharing this, but of course, a lot of the things I share, and if you subscribe to my channel and if you follow me, you'll get to know how I roll. Everything I share is from the heart. I'm really passionate about it and I can really feel that excitement or feel whatever the emotion is. And I usually then just share it immediately. If a few days go by, I still want to share it. I've still got those feels, the emotions and everything around it, but I don't channel my words in the same way. So I am going to read, not word by word. It's not going to be scripted, but I've taken some bullet points from the actual full writing I did on this. And I will be posting the full writing on my Facebook page. But let's see how this goes, because this is not how I normally roll. Okay, but we're going to give it a go. So it all started off on Saturday morning. I'm a member of a local group here in New Zealand, and well, a New Zealand women over 60s group. And I really enjoyed being in it because most of the women in there are really positive, smart, sensible, supportive, kind, caring people. And I see a lot of questions posted in there. A lot of people seek advice or help, not so much advice all the time, but help. And there's some really good answers come up. And yeah, it's just a nice place to hang out. Okay. Why am I in that group? Because I live quite remotely. I can go for a whole week without seeing another soul in person. And I'm okay with that. It's great, actually. So a lot of my connections with friends are either by the telephone or online or, Zoom calls or whatever. So that's why I joined the group in the first place, to make more connections. But one lady put a post in there the other day and she asked the question. Well, she made a statement and then followed it up by a question. And the statement was, she made a comment about, not enjoying this getting old process. And that, as we get older, she asked the question, do you feel unseen? So that kind of left me scratching my head for a minute, because it's not anything I've actually considered. So it made me think, and it actually really raised several questions within my own mind and my own world. Do I feel seen? Don't I feel seen? Is it good? Is it not good? Should I feel seen? Should it bother me? I'd really be curious for anyone watching this. Feel free to share your feelings, especially if you are that sort of 50 plus age group of women, 50, yeah, upwards from there. Is it something you think about? I am curious, seriously. I think this is quite a big topic. There were, gosh, I haven't looked for the last couple of days, but certainly by the end of Saturday, there were over 100 comments on this specific post. And those comments were really mixed, which also kind of blew my mind because it was fascinating to see how people reacted. So some of the things I've written down, the bullet points here is this sorry, was this feeling of being invisible just to the opposite sex? Well, it was. That's what it was relating to on the post. It's not about vanity, and it's not about attention seeking. It's about identity. And I think that's the big thing here. It's about identity. Some women feel seen and some women don't feel unseen as they age. Sorry, some women, that's a contradiction in terms, isn't it? This is why I don't like reading stuff, because it all comes from the heart. And even when I write things down, it's just like, okay, can't read my own writing. But so some women feel unseen as they age. That's what I'm trying to say. And then others like me don't even think about it. It isn't a thing. Cool, eh? Is that cool? Is that uncool? Does it matter? It's a personal thing. It is about our identity. So I've written here, because when we feel unseen, what we are actually doing is mourning. Is it a desire? Is it validation we're searching for? Is it because we are grieving for our youth? I used to maybe do that. I used to look in the mirror and think, gosh, I see my mum now. I don't see me anymore. I see mum. I see this older version of me. And it used to bother me, but it doesn't anymore. Maybe it's something we grow out of. Maybe it's just a whole mindset thing. So is this version of ourselves who once felt chosen, noticed, or desired? This is why I don't read things. Let me try that again. Or is it the version of ourselves who once felt chosen, noticed, or desired? There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel seen. But the deeper question here is, who are you when no one is looking? When the external gaze softens, when the noise quietens, when the world stops mirroring you back to yourself, what is actually left? What remains? Now, for some women, this season feels like disappearance. For others, it feels like emergence. I know for me now, and I'm not saying this was the case, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years ago, but for me now, I do feel more that it is emergence. Is it because I've grown to know me better? Is it because I've become much more confident in my own skin? When we're no longer performing, because that's what we do when we're out and about, we do put on a mask. It's normal. When we're no longer trying to be appealing, no longer shaping ourselves to fit someone else's preference, something powerful happens. And that's very true, because once upon a time, I used to dress to impress. When I used to go out to work, I always used to look in the mirror, and I always dressed really, really nicely. I always put lipstick on, a little bit of eyeliner, a little bit of blush. I would always make sure that my nails were beautifully manicured, because I had I had an image that I needed to put across. Same when I was married. I would usually dress to suit him, not always to suit me. That's changed over the years. And especially since giving up work, I no longer have that need to impress anybody. I certainly don't need to impress myself. So I dress in what I enjoy wearing. And usually, of course, it does become comfort because that goes in hand. When we're comfortable, you know, we feel we look good. Well, I think so. So when you start to see yourself, it does change everything. Visibility shifts from external to internal. Attention becomes awareness, and attraction becomes alignment. Maybe once we reach the age of 60, it's not about becoming invisible. Maybe it's about becoming undesirable. Maybe that's what we think about, but in a different kind of way. Not louder, not younger, not chasing, but anchored, present, whole, and deeply, quietly seen, but by yourself first. And I think that is one of the biggest things. Over the years, I've done many exercises where, you look in the mirror and you tell yourself you love yourself. Talk about the self-love thing. That is really uncomfortable if you've never done it before. When you reach a time in your life, and I don't think this is to do with age, this could be at any age, when you reach a time and space in your life that you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. When you can hear your voice, like on this video, I will play this back before I share it, just because I want to make sure it really isn't terrible. But the chances are I will just go ahead and share it. Now, do I worry about whether I'm seen or unseen? No, I don't. I feel that if you're watching this and you end up watching it to the end, there was a reason for it. There was some gold nugget in here somewhere for you. Fantastic. If you get to the end and think, never going to watch her again, absolutely fine. It's not going to bother me. Honestly, I share from a place of the heart, not because I'm trying to get validation, not because I want a pat on the back and saying, oh, didn't you do well, Christy? It's nothing about that. I share because certain topics really do fascinate me. And it goes back to you watching this now. Even if you're a guy, maybe men feel the same. Do you get to a point in your life where you don't value yourself anymore because you believe that nobody else values you? But maybe if you started to value yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself, and even like yourself, then your outside world would start to look very different as well. And that is honestly, I was going to say it's a scientific fact. I don't know if that's a scientific fact or not. I think it is. I think it probably is, though. I think it's been proven that what you give is what you get. If you shine, you attract amazing things to you. I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire overnight. Maybe that's not your journey. Maybe that's not your purpose. But if you start to look at your life and think what works and what you're grateful for and what is actually really good in your life, even if you're on the bones of your ass and you don't have money at the moment, I bet you there's something that you can celebrate. I bet you there's something in your life you can be happy about. Do you have children? Do you have grandchildren? Do you have a beautiful garden with lovely flowers in it? Do you have a nice car? It doesn't matter what it is, but when you start to have gratitude for what you've got and you start to feel happy within yourself and you see yourself, then I believe that the world outside you will see you too. And it really is that simple. Okay, so think on that. Feel free to comment. Keep it pleasant. If you really don't like what I'm saying, it's okay. Just walk away. There's no need to make any unpleasant comments or anything, because that's another thing. That's probably another subject for another recording, is the amount of nastiness and unpleasantness that floats around in social media is mind-blowing. And there's no need for it. And the thing is, most people that have got some horrible things to say about anything, that's their shit that is being projected. Okay? It's not the person who's put the post up or said what she or he is going to say. It's not the words they've written. It's the viewer's reaction to it based on the crap that's going on in their life. And that's a fact. And I've spoken to a couple of people recently who have even made the comment, oh, there was such and such happened, and I really feel like saying something on Facebook. This is something to do with our local community in town. But she said, I better not say anything, because she said somebody's going to really have a go at me and attack me. I mean, isn't it awful that people are afraid to speak their truth and give an opinion on something in fear of being attacked and pulled down? Where has community gone? Where has support gone for each other? I know that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I don't care. Some people love me, some people do not. It's no big deal for me. It doesn't matter. I know in my heart that I'm sharing from a good place with good intentions. If that's received well, fantastic. If it's not received well, fantastic. But just all I say is that whenever you do watch or read anything, no matter who it is, if you think to yourself, there's no need to share that feeling, is there really? But if you really enjoy what you are hearing, seeing, reading, whatever it happens to be, make a comment, support people online, because everyone out there at the end of the day is just trying to do their very best. Right, I'm going. Go out there and get seen. Have a wonderful day. Bye.